On the spot news media, we got the latest news. We don't care about the views, we just representing right. Put local news internationally every night. On the spot, wave that Jamaican flag from left to right. Let's get it right, y'all know the type. We ain't dealing with the hype. We make it take flight.
Yeah man, my viewers and subscribers, what one. A blessed and wonderful Friday evening to each and every person out there tuning into On The Spot News Media. Now, my peeps, I don't know how we do it over on this side. So we have a few stories to share with you, the regular members of Chan Public and also members of the diaspora. So please like the video, share the video, watch the entire vlog so you can get a full understanding and a better appreciation of everything we're going in Jamaica. So watch your snow, my peeps. We're gonna kick it off with an update. So in this morning's vlog, we saw where the executive director of JFJ, that is Jamaicans for Justice, a human rights lobby group, the director, Mickel Jackson, basically a lick out on the police. Them and say, boy, she no feel too good about the amount of police fatal knockings and clappings since the start of the year. And that figure now stands at 50. It is said that the 50 criminal elements lose them 3 points whilst in a firefight during a confrontation with the police. And she says that that figure is alarming since it is double that of last year during the same period. So she stated her claim and stated what she stated, and that definitely was a fiery discussion in my comment section from regular members of Chan Public tuning in to the voice of On The Spot News Media. Now the Commissioner of Police, Dr. Kevin Blake, fires back this evening. And I must commend the Commissioner of Police in his response, because he's not just picking up for the police as one would think. He is more so looking out for us, the regular members of Chan Public, in his pronouncement. And right as the Commissioner of Police fires back at JFJ, the JFJ then immediately fires back at the police commissioner. So it's a war of words. Very interesting. So anyway, listen to what the commissioner has to say. Then of course we're going to hear again from the JFJ as she fires back at the Commissioner of Police pronouncement. Listen.
I've taken note of the Jamaican for Justice's condemnation of what they described as intolerable number of fatal shootings by the security forces. I strongly support the view that the number of fatal shootings is too high. However, the call is wrongly directed and should be aiming at those who make the decision to challenge a far more superior force. And so let me encourage the Jamaican for Justice to be more responsible in their public pronouncements, especially when the nation is aware of its members' proven ability to comprehend the most basic and fundamental principles of security. To suggest that fatal shooting numbers can be reduced by anything other than the unwillingness of persons being apprehended to engage in deadly confrontation with members of the security forces is irresponsible, or at best, advocating for us to relent in our pursuit. We again reiterate the point that those who seek to kill and maim will not be left free and unobstructed to hold communities at ransom and in constant fear. It means we make no apology to stand between these murdering thugs and the people of this country. We also wish to reiterate the idiocy of these criminal elements in seeking to engage the security forces with deadly force and expect not to be responded to with similar force. Ladies and gentlemen, our prisons and police lockups are fully populated with persons who have made the smarter choice of surrendering peacefully to the police. We have had well over 1,000 firearm-related arrests each year. Persons have had their day in court and have, in some instances, been freed of the charges against them. They have all lived to see another day, simply because they choose not to direct deadly force against our members. We have had police officers and soldiers killed and seriously injured in some of these confrontations. It is mandated by policy that every incident of fatal shooting must be followed by a removal from frontline duty and an administrative review. This takes police that would normally be out to protect you, the citizens, off the street. And so, yes, we agree. We need to have less fatal shootings. And so I call upon JFJ to demonstrate to the public that your care is more for the well-being of our citizens and less for the relevance of your organization. And it is hard for me to think otherwise when I know JFJ is fully abreast of the facts. Finally, as I wrap up, this constant call for there to be more accountability over the JCF is in itself a slap in the face of Indicom. Be reminded that that is their single most important mandate. And let me be absolutely clear, lest I am misunderstood or misquoted. I am a full supporter of what Indicom stands for. An effective Indicom assures me that those among us who believe that they are free to break the law will be held to account and be removed from within our ranks. The JCF's effectiveness depends on this. However, I am concerned that the JFJ supports the idea that Indicom's investigation is being hampered because we do not have body-worn camera footage to present to them, even while they have more than 60% of what is required to complete an investigation. And this includes statements from our members who are involved, ballistic information, report on the circumstances surrounding the case, and primacy over the scene. We in the JCF do not have the luxury of taking that position. So let me take this opportunity to reiterate the point that we have been making for some time. We will continue to use our superior intelligence gathering capabilities. We will continue to utilize our superior investigative capacity. We will use our superior operational capabilities, and we will go out and confront those who seek to destabilize our communities by wielding the threat of violence and terror. It continues to be our intention to bring those marauding criminals to justice so that they can have their day in court. Our track record of bringing violent criminals before a judge is beyond question. However, let me say again, when the police come for you, do not raise your weapons against us. Lay down your weapons and have your day in court. But should you choose the foolish option of challenging us with lethal force, know this: I do not train my police to lose. We have the superior training and firepower to ensure that we win every time. Let me encourage every Jamaican who truly believes in justice to work alongside the Jamaica Constabulary Force to continue our mission to bring down violent crime even further this year. And let's create a society where we can all feel safe.
So there you have it, my peeps. The Commissioner of Police, Dr. Kevin Blake. But as I stated earlier, the JFJ immediately claps back at the Commissioner of Police statement. So the JFJ defends itself from the Police Commissioner relevance claim. So the Executive Director of JFJ, Mickel Jackson, has dismissed the Commissioner's claim that the lobby group is seeking relevance. So listen to what the Executive Director of JFJ has to say. Listen.
We do find it quite unfortunate that the Commissioner has seemingly chosen to issue a blanket defense of every incident resulting in fatality. I would remind the public that there are several instances where the police officers have acted unlawfully, which is why some matters have gone before the courts and police officers have been held to account. So to challenge JFJ and its call for accountability is something that I find deeply concerning coming from the Jamaica Constabulary Force. There is no way we should be looking at a call for accountability as something where an organization is seeking relevance or somehow soften crime. Nothing could be further from the truth. And that is why we take some offense to some of the statements that the police commissioner made. Let us acknowledge that there are some instances where officers act contrary to the law, act contrary to the use of force policies, and let us move in a collaborative effort where JFJ, the JCF, and other members of society can come together and arrest the crime rate that we have in the country. And we would urge the police commissioner to look at the history, the bad history in some instances that has plagued not only the JCF but also the Jamaica Defence Force, where reports coming from Indicom and other allegations from citizens have suggested 1, crime scenes have been tampered with, 2, firearms and other weapons have been planted. These are not things that JFJ has made up. These are documented things coming from the JSF and Indicom as well.
So I'm going to add my little piece to this, because the JFJ no seem to really understand the trajectory of our country presently, that crime is at an all-time high. Criminals are more brazen than ever before in our country. So you cannot expect the police to take a normal approach to something that is out of the norm. The police approach must match and supersede that of the criminal elements. You cannot deal with criminals like how you would have deal with a regular member of Jan Public. That can't work. So if I slap you, I have to slap them if I make some example out of some boy. We support that. Uno have to do what uno have to do. Police officers out there to ensure that uno can go home back to Funo family and we can feel more protected whilst we are home with ours. So I stand in full solidarity of the police and also of the Jamaica Defence Force in their relentless effort to rid our country of these criminal elements who continue to wantonly wreak havoc right across the length and breadth of Jamaica. Yeah, man. And me say that without any apology. So anybody who wants to say on the Spot News Media, you love police and you this and you that and you the other, then who me supposed to like? Criminal? Me ask, who know that? Who no love? Criminal or law and order? Well, me pick my side and me stay upon it. Me dip on the side of law and order and anybody that represents that. Yeah, man. Far too long, we as Jamaicans stand aside and allow criminal elements to just take over our dearly beloved island home, Jamaica. A small group of individuals overpowering an entire community. I've said this already and I will say it again. Within the walls of any garrison community is a minority of criminal elements, and them hold the entire majority at ransom. So when we are going to do the unpopular thing and rid our communities of these criminal elements, we want to see more Ananda Dean, and the latest one, we need to see more Price Johnson. We need to see more grandmothers being slaughtered, throat get bust open like goat. We need to see more of our young teens going missing. We need to see more of our boys being recruited into gangs and losing their lives early. We need to see more fatherless boys because them father choose the wrong path and end up 6 feet under 35 to life. What else do we need to see to come to the realization that we are not living in normal times? So the police have to do what them do and rise above and beyond what the criminal elements bring to get back our country to some sort of normalcy. Jamaica, we need to stand beside and with our security forces if we are to get back our country. Not because we want to see it happen in the community now affect you now, you know. It don't mean say it now go affect you sometime later. You feel like Price John's mother did feel say her daughter would have lose her 3 points in such a way, regardless of how society want to paint it, say she have man this, that and the fourth. No mother at all would have want to see them daughter lie down in that fashion. But me can tell you this, criminal elements have a way if you come right back around and when you no feel like a peace and safety, a sudden destruction, think on that. Yeah, man. So anyway, my peeps, remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned to On The Spot News Media as I continue to bring you fresh news and updates in subsequent newscast. On The Spot News Media. Yeah, man.